What's up, guys? Stein back with another video, and today I'm talking about someone I really admire. His name is Cali Muscle. If you do not know who he is a bodybuilder, a YouTuber. He was a fitness influencer. He has an absolute Greek god of a body, and I wanted that body. So do you know what I did? I read his book, and his book was really good, actually. I basically got to be in the mind of Cali Muscle, and he had no editors, so basically the book that he wrote, there was a lot of typos. When I was reading the book, there was a lot of typos. So you could tell he actually wrote the book. It was him, and it was actually a really good book. It was like a 400-page book. But anyways, in that book, I learned so much about working out, about reading, about success, and I want to share that with you guys. So so when I was reading that book, Cali Muscle emphasized two things that he did in prison, because he went to jail, he went to prison, he committed some crimes, turned himself in prison for 11 years or something like that. He was in prison for, that long. But anyways, there's two things he did in prison, and now he's like a millionaire. So it completely changed his life around. Two things he did in prison. Number one, work out. Number two, read books. He emphasized that in his book, he emphasized that he'd worked out and read books over and over. He kept repeating it, that's what he did. And there's a common theme of that's all that he did while he was in prison. Work out, read books, work out, read books, work out, read books. This stuff works. If people would simply either meditate or read books every day, their mental health would be so much better. They would accomplish so much more if they would just work out instead of do drugs or alcohol. If they could simply go from, instead of drugs or alcohol, if they could push that towards the weight room, people's lives would change. I genuinely don't understand. If you look at human beings, every person has their high. Every person has their drug, what you want to call it. Alcohol. Some people go to alcohol. Some people go to drugs. I go to working out. Some people go to vapes. Some people go to Netflix. Some people go to sex. People go to all these different things on stress and all these whatever. But if you would simply take your problems out on the weight room in the gym, you would be so more successful, because it's so more productive to do that. But nobody does that, because a large majority of the population will either fall to drugs or alcohol, one of those two things. Literally, everyone will fall to drugs or alcohol if they have problems, if they have stress. But all you have to do is go to working out, and that's what Cali Muscle did. So basically, he said that he did a bunch of push-ups, dips, pull-ups. He did that every single day, bodyweight exercises, and he built the physique of a Greek god. Now, a lot of people may say, oh, he was on steroids, blah, 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 blah. The people who say that stuff, oh, he was on steroids, blah, 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 they just don't want to put in the work. This dude put a massive amount of work into his body to achieve the body that he did achieve. And I'll put a picture of him on the thumbnail. But this guy is he's ginormously massive. And yet, by the way, he was a 4.0 student. He was very smart, always learning, always improving. He also said in his book, he never did drugs or alcohol, which is insane. It's insane to think about these things. A guy like that, never did drugs and alcohol, and wrote that in his book. Yeah, he said that in his book. And of course, there's going to be people that are going to say, oh, do you really believe that he didn't do drugs or alcohol? Yes, I do, because this is a common theme. People who have achieved a large amount of success don't engage in drugs or alcohol ever. They don't do it. So yes, I believe that he didn't do it. If you're really truly serious about your goals, serious about your ambitions, serious about whatever, you're not going to do drugs or alcohol. It's simple. You're going to rely on working out to relieve all your stress. And that's exactly what he did. Did a bunch of push-ups, a bunch of pull-ups, a bunch of dips. He did that every single day. And he read like a ton of books, like he has. And that's why, like, I personally have said, like, wow, prison doesn't seem that bad, because you literally can eat food, work out, read books. Like, that's actually, like, that's literally what I like to do. I like to read books, work out. So I was like, oh, a prison would be too bad. Obviously, I'm joking. I do not want to spend my life in prison. But what I'm simply saying is that that's really all you need to train your mind, and that's either through meditation or books, and you need to train your body, which is through working out, and then you need to train your emotions, your social skills, body, mind, emotion, physical, mental, emotional. You need to train your your social skills by talking to people, by simply not engaging by doing, just simply having real conversation. That's another thing. Like Cali Muscle, there's no chance he had a phone. Like the phones that they use in prison or whatever, they're the calls that you press the numbers and you call somebody. Like, he didn't have a phone. This is why prison, honestly, like, technology has ruined a lot of us, but this is why I just stick to YouTube. I don't have Instagram, or because people just go on social media and just scroll. Cali Muscle did not have social media while he was in prison. All he did was simply, I have this written down too. You substitute reading books for social media and your life will significantly improve. Or meditation for social media. Like, what this does to your mind when you're just sitting here like this, because a lot of people do this. A lot of people sit there on their phones with their thumb, just scrolling. It gets to a point where you're not living your life. You're literally sitting here on your phone and you're not actually experiencing life. So, like, when your phone is taken away, like his was, you can have a phone in prison. The only thing you can rely on then is either working out, reading books, because apparently they have books in prison. I'm not sure who did that, but whoever did that is like a genius. Like, this is how people turn their lives around, literally. Like, but a lot of people are just too lazy to actually put in the work. A large amounts of people are too lazy to put in the work, so they don't read books, they don't work out, they don't do anything that's actually going to take their life to the next level. Like, and I know you're not that person if you're watching this video. Like, you're doing things. You need to be doing things. Either you are doing them or you need to be doing things. These things that significantly improve your life. And you need to learn from someone who has done what you wanted to do. Learn from someone who has actually accomplished something of significance, and not just reading a random book. That's not what I'm talking about when I say read books. You're not just reading a random book. You're learning from a teacher or an author, a coach, someone you actually want to take information, something that they have done that you actually want to do. This is what you exactly need to do. Like, simple formula to do exactly what other people have done that you want to do. It's like a simple formula. I just know that so many lives could be changed if people did not rely on drugs and alcohol. And if they simply switched their, vice from drugs and alcohol to working out, that their life would significantly change. Like, there's nothing bad that comes from working out. I made a video about this. Like, there's nothing bad. Look at this guy. He completely changed his life around. He's jacked. He's rich. Like, he completely changed his life around simply by working out, reading books, and studying on a day-to-day basis. Like, I remember him saying, like, in the book, that literally at every free moment, like, he was either working out or he's reading books. Like, he was doing that all the time, or he was eating food. Like, he was doing that all the time. Like, that's all he did. And you can see, obviously, he's a multi-millionaire now. And he's doing great things with his life, and he still enjoys it. Like, and he's got a large following on YouTube. Like, he did this by simply putting in the work on a day-to-day basis on the things that got him to where he is today, and that is putting in work, working on his body, training his mind, putting in massive action, because that action is all that matters in this world. Action is what yields results. So it's exactly what he did, and he achieved a massive amount of success by simply doing the right things every single day, putting in work every single day. I've always had this mindset. I've always had the hustler's mindset. The hustler's mindset. I've never had the mindset of, oh, I don't think I can do that, or I don't want to do that. Like, this is the mindset you should have, of always wanting to achieve more, always wanting to accomplish more, always wanting to do something that this person has already done. Like, this has always been my mindset. It'll always be my mindset. And it'll never stop till the day I die. So I highly recommend, if you haven't read this book and you're into bodybuilding, if you want to have a physique like this man, like you're literally getting inside the mind of him if you read his book. If you want to have a physique like this, I would highly recommend reading his book. I mean, there's nothing bad that comes from reading. Like, it's not a waste of time. It puts positive thoughts in your mind. It shows you his way, what he did, from literally going from prison to now multi-millionaire, and he's jacked. He's getting old now, but he was in his 20s when he was in prison, completely changed his life around, like, and he literally lays it out for you in his book. Like, this is what I don't get. Like, people, you don't want to put in the work to, like, read a book and then, like, learn exactly what this person did to change their life around. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. People's mindsets don't make sense to me. So if you want to look like Cali Muscle, if you want to look like the thumbnail, I highly recommend you to read the book. That's the video for today. We'll see you in the next video.